Have you ever owned an animal who wasn't just a pet, but a member of your family? Someone who truly understood your child, their moods, and even their struggles? These pets can be a lifeline, offering more than just cuddles, but playing a crucial role in helping your child navigate the emotional ups and downs of everyday life. In today's episode, I'm sharing a deeply personal story about our own Sparkles, our beloved cat who played a pivotal role in calming our emotionally intense child. Let's talk about how pets can become an irreplaceable part of the emotional landscape of your home and what you can do to support your child when they lose that companion. Welcome to Calm Connection Parenting. I'm your host, Jamie Kirkbride, mom of 7, parenting coach, professional counselor, and wrangler of big emotions. If you're raising a highly sensitive child with intense emotions or challenging behaviors and wondering if you'll make it through without losing your mind, you're not alone. Around here, we're all about real-life parenting, sprinkled with a little humor and a whole lot of patience. So grab your coffee, trust me, you'll need it, and join me as we explore tips, stories, and faith-based strategies to help you bring more calm and confidence into your chaotic days. Let's do this. Sometimes it's hard to believe how deeply a pet can touch our lives. They start as simple animals or maybe sidekick pets, but for children, especially those with heightened sensitivity and intense emotions, they often become much more. Emotional anchors, calmers of storms, and sometimes even the bridge to emotional regulation. Pets like Sparkles, our family's beloved cat, can have a profound impact on children, especially those who are emotionally intense or sensitive. Sparkles was more than just a cat. She was a companion and comfort to one of our children during some of his toughest and darkest times. When he struggled to calm his emotions or needed someone to help him through the chaos of his mind, Sparkles was there. She'd sit with him through the meltdowns, help him fall asleep, and bring a sense of calm when nothing else could. Studies show that pets can reduce anxiety, improve mood, and even help children with emotional dysregulation. It's true, and we saw it happen in our very own home. Simply petting a cat or dog can lower stress levels and boost emotional well-being. I know in our home, Sparkles was a silent healer, offering love and connection when it was needed most. But the beauty of the bond between a pet and a child isn't always understood. Many families may not realize the extent to which animals can help support emotional well-being. There's a unique comfort and safety that comes from the quiet presence of a pet who doesn't judge, who simply is just there. For children who have difficulty expressing their feelings or finding calm, a pet can provide a safe space for them to just be without feeling overwhelmed by their emotions. This was a heartbreaking week for our family, and I'd like to share just a little tribute to our Sparkles, our fiercely loyal companion. From the moment she entered our lives, she brought sunshine to our youngest daughter, and soon she became a cherished companion for all of us. But it was her special bond with our emotionally intense child that stands out the most. Our sweet Sparkles took her final breath this week while sleeping. It was a heartbreaking way to find our little sunshine of our life, because Sparkles was more than just a pet. She honestly felt like a member of our family. For 16 years, she brought joy, warmth, and unconditional love to our home. She came into our life as a gift to our youngest, the girliest girl around, when she turned 4. With 3 brothers, and who knew that there would be 3 more brothers to follow, Sparkles was given the girliest name Savannah could think of. Not just one name, but her name was actually Sparkles, Sprinkles, Tinkerbell, Brooke. She was the best little sport, donning bows, baby bibs, and even little collars with bells of all kinds. She rode in baby strollers, sat in baby high chairs. She even joined in all the little games and tea parties that our little girl would hold with all of her baby dolls. But a few years later, her role would shift. She became the equivalent of a service animal. Maybe you'd call it a therapy pet or even an emotional support animal for one of our other children. Even as a lone cat in our home of 7 kids, Sparkles thrived and played a very important role. When our anxious, emotionally intense child would get dysregulated or need help, she would come and just sit by his side. And she calmed him when nothing else worked. She calmed him even when I couldn't. And each night she'd lay on his bed to help him calm down and fall asleep. She loved him, and he loved her. They shared a room, and she could more often than not be found near him. They were a team. She had seen him through some really dark times, and they were fiercely loyal and devoted to each other. Honestly, they were best friends. She was his constant companion, offering him a sense of stability and security. The deep bond they shared wasn't just about being in the same room or sharing physical space. It was about emotional connection. Sparkles could sense when he needed her the most, often laying by his side when no one else could help bring him that calm and comfort. They were partners in navigating emotional storms, a team that understood each other in ways that words could never capture. He even taught her to give him what he called knucks for special treat. That's right, she'd lift her little paw and hit his knuckles. It was a small but a perfect example of the unique connection they had. Unlike most cats that don't prefer people, she loved her people. She'd sit with us to play games. She'd crawl up on my computer, sit on my lap, or sit on my paperwork when I'd be working and perch beside me, on me, or right up next to me when we'd take our naps. She loved to snuggle. She loved to be petted, and she would purr for anyone who was game to rub her neck, pet her belly, or even give her just some sweet sentiments. Now, it may sound crazy, but she was so smart. In fact, she was very vocal, answering with very distinct and different meows to our questions for, want food? You want water? Go outside? She loved directing us to the doors or her water bowl, and she was simply the most beautiful gray cat with big bright eyes, white socks on every foot, a little white bib under her chin, and a precious little nose. She was special and she was loving. She experienced an eye issue about 10 days ago, and we had no idea that it was as bad as it ended up. Her eye ended up rupturing, and due to the pain that they told us she was in, it was suggested that we do surgery to help her. They did say that it could be risky as she was old, and sometimes older cats didn't come out of anesthesia well. But she made it through surgery. We thought the worst was over. We were thankful, we were excited to get her home, and we thought we were good to go. But when we got her back from the vet, we weren't prepared for what we saw. She was very disoriented and weak. Despite that, she walked clear from the front door all the way back, headed straight to our son's room. She just knew they needed each other and they missed each other. Unfortunately, after visiting all of her favorite places in our son's room and throughout the house, she settled to sleep. She spent a couple hours sleeping right there in the living room where she wanted to be with all of us. Then as night came, we got her settled in her little cat bed. But morning brought pain that we hadn't imagined. We found our heaven-sent gift was gone. We know we'll get through this. We will talk and walk our way through this together, and we will remember sweet Sparkles for what she brought to our family and our home. We will always love you, Sparkles. We always will. Thanks for all you gave us, sweet girl. You had to be the most loved cat in all the world. But let's take a moment to dive a little deeper into the profound impact that pets can have on emotionally intense or highly sensitive children. While many families may not have considered animals as emotional support tools, research actually underscores their significant role in fostering emotional well-being. Companion animals, especially cats and dogs, offer much more than just companionship. They oftentimes provide that refuge or a sanctuary for children who are navigating that emotional turbulence. For children with heightened sensitivities or emotional intensity, the presence of a pet can be a stabilizing force. When it comes to emotional regulation, pets can help children feel more at ease, validated, and safe. In fact, MCCA says that it enables them to express their emotions instead of repressing them. Animals provide solace to children since they don't judge them, allowing them to engage and express themselves more freely. Another finding by Time, News and Health, and Brain Balance Centers says that these animals bring stress reduction. Interacting with animals has been shown to decrease levels of cortisol, a stress-related hormone, and lower blood pressure. Other studies have found that animals can reduce loneliness, increase feelings of social support, and boost mood. And PubMed Central weighs in with this. Enhanced social skills. Children with pet dogs had lower anxiety scores than children without pet dogs. This suggests that early exposure to pets may reduce the risk of adolescent mental health disorders. These findings highlight the invaluable role that pets play in the emotional and social development of children, particularly those who are emotionally intense or highly sensitive. So let's take a moment and just look at some of the benefits of an emotional support animal for a child who is highly sensitive or emotionally intense. An emotional support animal can be a transformative presence in the life of a child who is experiencing the intense emotions, the highly sensitive traits, and for children who experience these heightened emotions, anxiety, or struggle with regulation, the unconditional companionship of this special pet can offer numerous benefits. These animals provide not only comfort, but also an opportunity for emotional grounding, security, and stability. These are some ways that emotional support animals can help. First of all, emotional regulation. Pets can help children manage intense emotions by providing their calming presence. In fact, the act of petting an animal releases oxytocin, a hormone that promotes bonding and relaxation. They bring unconditional support. These pets offer non-judgmental companionship, which is especially important for children who struggle with anxiety, emotional overwhelm, or for some kiddos, like with ADHD or DMDD, even the rejection-sensitive dysphoria. What about reduced anxiety? The presence of a pet can lower cortisol, the stress hormone, and help reduce anxiety during moments of emotional distress or when faced with overwhelming situations. It helps increase confidence. Caring for and interacting with an animal can help children build self-esteem and emotional resilience. This offers them a sense of accomplishment, security, and stability. These animals can improve mood. They're often able to sense when a child is upset and respond in a way that provides comfort and emotional connection, which boosts the child's mood and overall well-being. Emotional expression. For children who have difficulty expressing their feelings verbally, pets provide an outlet for emotions. That's right, kids often feel more comfortable talking to their pets or using them as a source of comfort during tough times. They provide routine and structure. Having a pet requires routine care, which can provide a child with a sense of purpose, something to be in charge of, and structure, helping them feel more grounded in their daily life. An emotional support animal can be more than just a companion. It can become a vital tool for emotional growth and stability for children with heightened sensitivities and emotional intensity. The bond between a child and their pet fosters trust, connection, and emotional well-being, making them an invaluable support in navigating the complexities of a child's emotional world. Offhand, I referred to the passing of our pet, but our child was quick to correct me. Mom, she was way more than a pet. I hugged him and I said, "You are exactly right. She was more like a very special person, wasn't she?" Yes, she was. The bond was far deeper and far greater. As you might imagine, this was a huge loss to experience last week, especially in the midst of the Calm Connection Parenting Summit that we were having. I know I shared about that here in the last 2 episodes, but I want to take just a short break and give you an update. And then I promise we'll return to the pet issue. I wanted to let you know that the summit was a huge success. A big, huge thanks to all of our sponsors and to all of our expert speakers. We were able to impact over 1,025 families with free tools, resources, practical tips, and encouragement. If you missed out on that, it's not too late. You can still get access to those parenting expert sessions with the all-access VIP pass. So feel free to visit calmconnectionparent.com/VIP. And here you can find out how you can get lifetime access to those 16 sessions on video, as well as session summaries and bonus the 16 speakers free offers. But I also wanted to share this brief message with you as well. Parenting a uniquely wired child can feel isolating, right? While other parents are talking about typical tantrums and bedtime battles, you're navigating emotional meltdowns, sensory overload, or challenging behaviors that many people just don't understand. It can be frustrating when the advice you hear just doesn't fit your child, and even harder when you feel like you're alone in the journey. But here's the truth. You don't have to settle for just surviving. In the Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program, I'll help you understand your child's unique wiring and give you faith-based practical strategies to not only manage the emotions and challenging behaviors, but actually help your whole family thrive. With video course, workbooks, a supportive community, and weekly coaching calls, you'll get personalized support every step of the way. If you're ready to stop feeling alone and start finding real solutions that work for you, your child, and your family, then visit calmconnectionparent.com to learn more. Together, let's move you from surviving to thriving. Let's do this. For those of you who are interested in finding that ongoing support, the helpful resources, and effective strategies and skills to parent your highly sensitive and emotionally intense child, this coaching program was created with you in mind, and I want you to know we are starting a new group soon, so don't miss out. Visit calmconnectionparent.com to learn more about this program and how we can work together on this journey. Payment plans are available and doors will be closing soon. You might also join the Parenting with Personality group on Facebook. This is where I can answer your questions, offer helpful links and resources, and just get to know you and connect with you. And feel free to visit calmconnectionparent.com/resource, where you will find helpful parenting tools and even a link to book a free discovery call with me. I would love the chance to visit with you and answer your questions about the program and find out if it's a good fit for you and your family's needs. Now, as I promised, let's get back to our topic. You might be wondering, how is our son doing now? Well, it's been a struggle. There have been loads of tears, and I have found him several times with tears running down his face as he looks out the window to where we buried her. At his request, right by the driveway, so he could say hello and goodbye every time he comes and goes. And when he starts getting worked up or dysregulated, he stopped to anxiously remind me, Mom, this is when she calmed me down. His emotions are a little bit all over the place right now. He's struggled with being short-fused and highly irritable. He's been angry, and often it's directed at me, his safe person. And maybe in some way he might blame me for being part of that decision for the surgery. I don't know. My heart hurts just missing her so much. Me, not usually an animal person, but truly missing her and her presence that was such a piece of our everyday life and routines throughout the day. From the moment we woke and we'd run to the door and call her and let her in to help our son get ready for school in the morning, till the time that we would let her out of his room and take her to the garage after he fell asleep each night. I am so thankful that I whispered in her ear on numerous occasions a heartfelt thank you for just being such a treasure to our child. Truly, my heart hurts even more watching our son navigate this pain and loss. And I know I dreaded the day that we would have to navigate this loss for the last few years, but I had no idea it would be even harder than I imagined. So you might be wondering, what can we do when these highly sensitive or emotionally intense children experience the grief and loss of this bond? Well, the loss of a pet like Sparkles can be profoundly felt, especially by children who have formed these deep emotional connections. And it's essential that we acknowledge and validate their grief, providing them a support environment to process these emotions. That non-judgmental support, because pets offer a non-judgmental presence, allowing children to express feelings that they might find challenging to share with others. The bond with a pet can aid in emotional processing and provide comfort during difficult times, and they're going to feel that loss. But it also expands their capacity to translate love into other relationships, a love similar to what they have felt or given that pet. Yes, it aches my heart to watch our son's pain, but we've also had some really good conversations about Sparkles. We reflected on her love for him, and that when he was younger, he understood and felt that maybe even better than what he understood was the love that the rest of us offered. But I challenged him to realize that our love for him was even greater than his love for Sparkles or hers for him. And that must be an amazing amount of love. I reminded him that when he was younger, he didn't have a lot of words to explain what he was feeling. And that Sparkles was great because she didn't need words. She just understood. But now he's older. He has more skills, and he's more mature. So he has gained skills he didn't used to have to get through tough times. And she helped him get to where he is now. And I acknowledged that Sparkles didn't offer words when all he needed was her presence. And I truly understood how important that felt to him and the huge hole that he felt now without her. I even offered to him, I may not be as soft, cute, or quiet as Sparkles, but I want to make you a deal. When you're feeling upset, worked up, angry, whatever it might be, and you feel yourself needing help, I want you to just come and put your hand on my leg or my shoulder and just say, I miss her right now. And I want to make you a promise. I promise you, I will come and just sit on your bed. I will remain totally quiet and just be with you like she did. I know it's not quite as good as having her to pet and love, but I won't talk or do anything. I'll just be with you. As you can see, the impact this cat had on him was truly phenomenal. Now we can only help him translate those feelings and memories into skills that can enrich his coping, his relationships, and even his life. While the pain of losing Sparkles is fresh, I know that her love and support will continue to guide our family in so many ways. I hope that as a parent, you can take comfort in knowing that the bond between a child and a pet can be truly transformative. And when they're no longer with us, the lessons they teach about love, loyalty, and emotional support will remain. To all the parents who have a furry friend in your child's life, never underestimate the power of that bond. It can be a quiet but powerful source of help, healing, and emotional growth. And if you haven't ever considered such a pet for your child, I might suggest it. It just might end up being a heaven-sent treasure like our little sunshine. Thank you, Sparkles, for being a light in the dark and a true gift in our lives. Yes, losing her has left a huge hole in our hearts right now, but the memory of the love and the comfort she gave will forever remain a cherished memory. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Just remember, you've got this. And on the days you don't, well, we're in this together. Take a deep breath and keep building those heart-to-heart connections. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who might need it too. And don't forget to connect with us at parentingwithpersonality.com or in our Parenting with Personality Facebook support group. We'd love to continue supporting you there. Until next time, keep calm and parent on.